It's time for City Beat, your source for all the latest news on the city of Thompson. Only on 102.9 CHTM, your radio station.
Good morning and welcome to City Beat here on 102.9 CHTM. My name is Stuart Walter and my guest this morning is Deputy Mayor Colleen Smook.
Good morning.
Let's start off by talking about City Council. There was a regular meeting on Monday. We'll get through some of the stuff that was on the agenda. Mayor Fenske is not here because, as you are here, he's down south right now. And part of the reason is to meet with a few different political leaders from all different sides in the legislature. Who is he meeting with and what's going to be discussed?
Basically, he has already met with Minister Wharton and Eileen Clark, their Indigenous Affairs. It's just and he is yet to meet with Wab Kinew, the leader of the opposition. And he is also meeting with Deputy Minister Dave Dyson from Growth and Enterprise. It's basically to update all parties on what's happening in Thompson. We've in constant contact with them, but as we get any updates or that or anything new on the horizon, we like to keep them updated. We talk about the mining fund and Thompson's need to get some dollars out of that in upcoming years. And basically we have other issues with Wharton and Clark that we like to just keep on the storefront. And with Wab Kinew, one of the things is he's announced Churchill as being a hub for medical care, and we just want to remind him that Thompson is also a very important part of that and the hub for healthcare, and update him on some of the other projects and him being a new leader of the opposition, and we want to keep him abreast of what's happening.
The resolution to approve the meetings was passed at council, as I had mentioned, but it's a much lower cost than usual. I think it was somewhere in the $600 to $700 range, rather than usually upwards of $1,200. Why is that? Well,
that couple reasons for that. One of the reasons is it just so happens sometimes time constraints and we have to fly, so that costs more. In this case, Mayor Fenske was able to take his own vehicle, so it's a mileage cost, and he now has accommodations in Winnipeg, so that takes away from the hotel costs while he's down there.
So it's a good bang for the city buck.
It's a good, yes.
One of the other items which was approved was the purchase of containers. This is something you spoke in favor of at the meeting. What are the containers for, and why is it a good thing for the city to be buying them?
Okay, basically the containers are going out to our landfill site, the waste disposal grounds. Already out there, we basically have an oil depot. We have e-waste in the summertime. The batteries we take in, which we basically hold for the Lions. So with these new containers, we'll be able to expand on that. And then the once a year, usually in September, we have a 4-hour window to take things such as your paint thinners, your household hazardous wastes. This way, we'll be able to take them out there on basically a year-round basis. Now, saying that site or containers may not be open the whole time the landfill is. It may go to 1 or 2 days a week, but at least it's the option. You're not storing everything for a year. And with this program, we've been working on it for a couple of years, and basically the government has put in $66,000 and us, about the $25,000.
The final thing we'll talk about from Monday is the cancellation of the authorized borrowing bylaw. Could you clarify what the bylaw is about?
Okay, what happens is the city can borrow money for different projects. So we had borrowed, it was before our time in the last council, they borrowed $4 million to do the water meters setups in Thompson, and they only used just over $1 million. So there was still basically $3 million set in in reserve that we could borrow. We weren't going to need that for the water meters, so we have to rescind that, so it takes it out. And that $3 million is added to what we could borrow in the future. We have no big plans other than the water treatment plant is our big one on the, and we did do a smaller borrowing bylaw for the pool, $300 and some thousand debenture.
So it just clears up some more room for the city. It's like clearing off your credit card debt a bit early.
Yeah, it clears up debenture room.
Let's move on to everybody's favorite topic, snow removal.
Well, okay. We actually had a really good meeting at the chamber a week ago on Wednesday, but just the way we talked about things, and a couple things I just need to clarify that were put in the paper. When I mentioned, I was asked the question of overtime and weekend, why we're not doing more snow removal there. And I did make the statement that it can take us 10 to 15 guys to calls to get a crew in for that portion of it. It wasn't stated in the paper that it was actually for the overtime and weekend work when people are busy with their lives and they've already worked their 40-hour week, so it does take a few more guys. And I was also informed that it usually only takes up to about 4 to 5 calls, so I would like to apologize to any of the city workers that I offended by that. And also when I spoke of, we were talking about morale a couple times, and basically when we talked about the morale of the employees, it was just in general, not even just employee morale, it's the city of Thompson morale. Especially if you look at our social media sometimes, there's a lot of bashing of different things on there. And, the people have said that, people driving past will give them the finger, they'll get stopped out and yell at our employees. Like, our employees are all there to do their job. They're hardworking crews, especially this last couple weeks. We've actually combined the crews into all-day shift. We've managed to hire a couple contractor trucks, so everything is working together great. Our employees and that. I can't say enough good about Public Works and the works they're doing. I'll just go on to what we're doing right now. We're working on Despin, Smith, and Hamley, and then there's some more cleanup in the Burntwood area that they had hydraulic hose on one of the graders, so they'll be back to the Burntwood area as soon as that grader's finished. Parkway, Broadway, Greenway area is on the hit list for today. We are down a truck on the garbage. The parts are supposed to be in today. So if your garbage is out, it's your day for garbage, please leave it out. It will get picked up. Juniper area was a bit late getting finished yesterday, but it did get completed. We're hoping by tomorrow to get back on track, and we should have all that.
Moving on, it is a very, very busy weekend, one of the busiest in the city all year. It's Mun Cup weekend.
Yeah, it should be cool. Basically, Mun Cup starts at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, and it goes through to the finals on Sunday. Back in the, dating myself, you guys, way back in the 80s there when we used to attend it, and I'd actually met Don Munn. He would be very proud of this. The youngsters, they come in, they just have a great time. It's a great thing for Thompson. The money that is spent in the businesses, hotel room nights, go down to the arena and just take a look at Mun Cup weekend. It's a good thing.
And then the North Stars are also in town, so it's a lot of hockey happening at the TRCC this weekend.
All kinds of hockey this week. We have the North Stars playing one of the Winnipeg teams this weekend. Showtime, I'll say, is 7:30 on Friday and Saturday night. So please be there. We really need to support our teams. We might not have been doing the best we would like this year, but the guys are giving it their all, so let's get out there and show them support. The last games will be next weekend, so please make sure that this is your last 2 weekends of North Star hockey. Let's get out there and support them.
And I know the team would really appreciate having fans out there making a lot of noise for them at the CA Nesbitt Arena.
Yes.
They're not in town this weekend, but the midget AA King Miners are playing. They're off to the finals of the league.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. My grandson-in-law is one of the coaches from here, so I'm pretty pumped up about that team. They've done really well, all the guys and the coaches over the last couple of years.
And then, of course, if they don't win all 3 games in Cross Lake this weekend, they will be back in Thompson for at least 1, if not 2 games at some point in the future to wrap up that series. And finally, it is a long weekend. It's a Louis Riel long weekend.
Louis Riel, I haven't personally, whether remiss by me, I haven't got any activities as such that have been brought to my attention, but I would like to note that basically on Monday, all city offices and the pool will be closed.
And then finally, winter games are getting closer every day and every minute. There's a huge rally the other week. Got over 800 volunteers now, so things are looking very up.
They had the pep rally this week. It is over 800 volunteers. Hashtag Play North, folks. please come out and volunteer. I believe they're still set up on Saturday in the City Centre Mall, so come and finish off getting your spot set up for volunteering.
Well, thank you so much for joining me this morning, Deputy Mayor Smook.
Thank you.
If you have any questions you'd like answered next week, email them in advance to CHTMnews@arcticradio.ca. For City Beat here on 102.9 CHTM, I'm Stuart Walter.
City Beat will be back next Thursday morning.